Well, this morning I'm going to get into another one of those jobs that you kind of don't look forward to, mostly out of fear of the unknown and wondering how it'll go, but I'm going to bleed the steering system. So I've got the fill tube hooked into the lower helm, and then a little suspension system made up to support a jug of hydraulic steering fluid. And I'm doing a little bit of prep here before my son Jordan gets here to help me, because they say it's impossible to do it properly as a one-man job. So I'm going to assume in the instruction manual they know what they're talking about and do it the way they tell me to. I'm not even going to attempt to film the process. I think it'll be challenging enough just to do the process, and I'll let you know how it worked out when it's all done. Back at the steering cylinder, I've got a piece of hose on the one bleeder, and then the other bleeder, which is a little less accessible, it's hiding there, and I got a piece of hose on it running down to this clean tub, because they say, you know, you're going to bleed fluid out till you get it air free, and if you run it through a fine screen you can reuse it because it'll be brand new fluid. So I don't know how much there'll be, but I thought, well, I'll start with something clean to catch it in and see where that goes. Well, the filling and the bleeding of the hydraulic steering system went well. Took best part of 2 hours. We weren't in any hurry. We were taking our time trying to make sure we did it right. And yeah, no leaks. Everything seems tickety-boo. I was surprised how little fluid we used. I bought 5 quarts of the C-Star steering fluid. The math said I should need 4, but I thought I'd rather have too much than not enough. So I bought 5, and in reality, we only worked with 3. 2 of them we never even opened. And we're left with, because you need to have stuff to feed into the system at the top end and bleed out at the other end, so you need more to work with than you actually need in the system. And so we had 3 bottles on the go, but in the end, after I was finished, all buttoned up, and the leftover that was drained into the container, it ended up that we used less than 2 quarts of hydraulic fluid for the entire system. And well, I guess that just means I have enough to do a drain and refill, you know, 5 years down the road, or whenever they recommend that you change the fluid. I've already got the fluid. This is the 20-foot cuddy we've been boating with for quite a few years now. We got it in the fall of 2018. And when we decided we wanted to build the houseboat, I really love the power plant and everything in this boat. I've been really happy with it. So it's the Mercruiser Alpha Sterndrive. This Sterndrive, it's had some tweaks over the years, but it's essentially been around for over 50 years. And, you know, it's obviously a proven design, works great, and so I was good with the Alpha out drive on the houseboat. I figured it'd be up to the job. You know, with Mercruiser you can do the Alpha, or you can go up into the Bravo. 1 for speed, 2 for a massive prop, or the Bravo 3 for a duo prop. But all those add a lot of money onto it, and I figured, nah, this will do the job just fine. And I'll show you what it has for an engine, which was what I was really happy with. For an engine, this boat has the 4.3. It's the GM 4.3 based on the old small block Chevy with -2 cylinders. It's bulletproof, been around forever, and this one's fuel injected, rated at 230 horsepower. Like I say, we've had it since 2018. Do oil changes every year, and other than that, it's run flawlessly. And yeah, so I was thrilled with it. Now GM stopped making this engine. Merc, my understanding is, got tooling for it, and they make their own. They've added a little more stroke, so now it's a 4.5 liter and 250 horse. And that was my plan. That was the engine. I was going to put the 250 horse 4.5 liter V6 with the off-out drive, and that was my plan. But then when it came time to actually order an engine, and I started getting prices and looking at options and everything, I changed my mind. So we're going to go over to the Houseboat and show you kind of what sold me on switching over to the Volvo Penta. I really ended up being sold on the outdrive unit and the engine. For the engine, it's the new 4.3 GM V6 that they're putting in all the heavy-duty pickup trucks as a base engine if you don't go for one of the bigger, like the 6.6 gas or the diesel. And it's been around, I think, around maybe 2016, so it's had plenty of time to sort out the bugs. It's latest technology, where the Merc has decided to go with tried and true proven technology, cast iron block, and I'm not sure, probably aluminum heads. Nothing too fancy. This one has direct injection, it's got variable valve timing. Because it's an aluminum block, it comes standard with a closed cooling system. I was considering paying for that option on the Merc anyway, because if we end up with this in salt water, which is a possibility, I think it's a pretty good possibility. If this boat performs the way I hope it does, I would love to take it to Florida. We'll see. So yeah, we're pretty much had decided if we went with the Merc, we were going to pay the extra for the closed cooling system. The Volvo comes standard with it to protect the aluminum block. It kicks out 280 horsepower at a 4.3 liters instead of 250 at a 4.5. Higher compression ratio, variable valve timing, all those things just mean it's a more efficient engine. So I would hope and expect that translates to better fuel economy every day you drive the boat. It's a more efficient engine, just like modern cars get better gas mileage than the ones from our younger days. And so yeah, I'm very impressed with the engine. And you know, you can be afraid of technology. Well, the Mercruiser is all fuel injected and everything anyway, so you're into technology either way. This just has more. But again, it's all the proven stuff they're putting in every Chev and GM pickup that comes with the base engine. And then we'll move to the outside. With the Volvo Penta, it's available with a single prop as well, but we ended up going with the dual prop because my understanding on its ability to get the boat up out of the hole or just general moving it along, it's kind of the difference between four-wheel drive and two-wheel drive for, I guess you could call it traction. And the other thing is the Volvo Penta has a clutch pack shifting system rather than the dog clutches that the Mercruiser has, that has been around forever. Now the Bravos have the cone clutch, which Volvo Penta originally developed, and then once their patent ran out, Mercruiser started using it as well. But back in 2020 they've upgraded or improved, I guess, and decided this clutch pack is the way to go for shifting. It's supposed to be quieter and handle higher horsepower with no trouble. So yeah, it's a really nice system. Everything I learned about it, and Volvo Penta, they haven't been nearly as popular as Mercruiser, and there aren't as many dealers, but there's still lots. But they've always been they invented the original Sterndrive. They came out with the first Duo-Prop, the first cone clutch. A lot of the improvements that everybody uses, Volvo Penta was first. And I just feel this whole system is just more newest, best technology, but not too new. It's been around enough years. They've worked the bugs out. And yeah, so I'm just really impressed with the whole system. And the more I researched and talked and talking to the dealers and whatever, I decided this was the way I wanted to go. And the other nice thing is the Volvo Penta has a 5-year warranty, which even though I'm installing it myself, my understanding is they're going to give me a full 5 years. And it hasn't even started yet. It starts when I put the boat into service. The Mercruiser, I'm pretty sure, was 1 year if you installed it yourself and 2 years if you had a dealer install it. So, you know, hopefully I don't have warranty issues, but it's nice to have that little peace of mind as well. One other thing that helped make the decision, but it really wasn't very much of the actual decision process, it was more just a bonus, was the pricing. The cheapest option was the Mercruiser Alpha outdrive. That one was definitely the cheapest way to get a power plant in the boat. Once you go to the dual prop with the Merc, you have to go up to the Bravo 2, or the Bravo 3. The Bravo 3 is their dual prop. Kind of confusing. They came out with the 2 before the dual prop, so you'd think it would be the 2. Anyway, once you step up to the Bravo 3 with the Duo-Prop, it's quite an increase in price. And yeah, the Volvo Penta kind of lands somewhere between the two in price, so that was nice. I felt overall, like I've said, there were a whole lot of benefits to the Volvo, and on top of that, it wasn't as much money as going with the Mercruiser with the Bravo 2 Duo-Prop, so that was just a nice bonus.